All right, I'm back again. As the few of you who might listen to this podcast know, I don't want to do this shit. uh, I'm like a week late to recording again, but I thought about it and I said, "Hey, I don't want to do this, so I need to do it. So I'm going ahead and I've got the time to do it now, so I'm going and doing it. They don't have to be fucking super long. It's probably gonna be a short one. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I don't even know if I talked about the job thing at some point in these podcasts. I found another job in the nick of fucking time. Uh Shit. I always lose my fucking train of thought. Oh, I'm listening to music. I'm listening to this song by Radiohead. It's called Daydreaming. I uh I like I haven't heard a lot of Radiohead. I'm not too familiar with him, but I guess the lead singer, I don't know his name. I found out he was behind the music in this I don't know what you would call it. Like this it's something on Netflix. It's now I got to look it up. It's a movie on Netflix by Radiohead, or at least by the lead singer. It's some artsy Anima, that's what it's called, Anima. Anima, Anima on Netflix. I liked it, I loved it, especially the music. It was really neat, I really appreciated that. But, no, I figured, "Hey, let's record this, let's get it taken care of." Well, let us, it's only me. But yeah, anyhow, I, uh, I was, um I was thinking yesterday, I, uh, I had a gummy, edible, and, it was really strong, and, I started thinking about mortality, uh, which I used to think about constantly all the time, but, it pops up in my head a lot less now, but, it's the fact that your life is finite, the fact that you're not here forever, and the fact that your mind is in some ways afraid of that, or, can't compute. There's this I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it at some point in this podcast, but there's this quote by this philosopher I like, or he says one thing that I fucking like. I don't know shit else about him. I think his name was La Rochefoucauld. Don't ask me how to fucking spell that, but he said something along the lines of, and it may be him, maybe not. I don't know. I'm no expert, but he said something along the lines of one may not look any more steadily at death than they can at the sun. Something along the lines of, thinking about death or philosophizing, if that's a fucking word, thinking about the concept of death and mortality. It's kind of like staring at the fucking sun for your brain. And I can see that. But anyhow, I fucking had this edible and I was thinking, man, you're not here forever. And it made me think about this concept I I mean, I thought of, but I've been told that, there's some old motherfucker, some old fucking book from a bajillion, fucking 1,000 years ago, or from some old library that describes this idea, this concept. But think of life as we're at the midpoint. If you're listening to this podcast, you're at the midpoint. And what's the midpoint? I think I think life is the midpoint. Life is the midpoint between I think life is the midpoint of infinity. And the reason I say that is because there's a the time before you're born, right? You don't exist. You're dead. And that time period that you were dead for was essentially infinite. And one day you will expire, one day you'll die, and the time period after your death will essentially be infinite. So you have infinity extending in both directions, and you're at a point between those infinities. Yeah, and it's just it's so bizarre when you think about it. Before you died, or I'm sorry, before you were born, there isn't there's like an I mean, of course you could say the beginning of the universe is the beginning of time, but what happened before then? You know, what was going on before then? Maybe it wasn't time, maybe it was something that we can't explain, but I mean, essentially, before you were born, there's an infinite amount of time. And then you popped up, you lived your however many years and you died, and then time kept flowing. And I don't know if it'll keep flowing forever, but something is happening afterwards. Something goes on, and you're in the middle of all of that. Everybody is in the midpoint of infinity, from nothingness. Just from nothingness, and then you poof, you're here, you're conscious, and it's like, damn, man, we're kind of in some way we're gods, I think, to transcend death like that, to rise up and live and then die again. It I mean, it's just so fucking crazy to think about. You've been dead before. You've been, you've been dead before and you're alive now. And we take it for granted. Maybe not everybody, but I'm pretty sure most of us do to some degree at least, you know. We take it for granted, but we've been dead before. And I mean, we'll have to go back to that place once more than likely. I don't think I'll be living forever. But it's just so strange. We don't talk about it. We don't really we talk about the weather, we talk about sports, we talk about all this other shit. We talk about a bunch of bullshit. At least in my opinion, we talk about a bunch of bullshit. I talk about a bunch of bullshit in this podcast. I just it's so crazy. I can't stop saying that because it's so fucking true. It's you've been dead before and now you're here. You're alive, you're breathing. And not to be morbid, but you go back to that place one day and you're afraid of it. Your mind, your brain is afraid of it, but you've been there before. I mean, of course, it's not you that has been there before because there was no you. I mean, we're at the midpoint of infinity. It's so surreal to think about that, you know, there was a time where there was nothing on this planet. It was barren, no life. and now there's all this life, mingling about, all of it at the midpoint. So I kind of wonder, like, how far does this craziness extend? What, like, well, is it actually the midpoint? Do we come back after? Like, I often think about technology and, eh, the advancement of the human species. And I'm like, if we keep advancing, just advancing and advancing and advancing, and if we manage to not fucking destroy ourselves, one day, with time, I think we'd be like gods, with the ability to do anything. And I wonder if, if the humans of the future will remember us and come back for us. Is man God in that sense? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe maybe it's something that we'll never find out. Hell, this could be the fucking last year that this planet has life on it. 2020's been fucking crazy. Not the craziest year ever. I'm sure for people in like third world countries, it may just be business as usual. But here in America, it's been very bizarre. It's made me ask myself a lot of questions that I had been asking before and kind of forgotten about. Like the question of what's my place in this country? You know, am I an American? I mean, my ancestors didn't choose to come here. We just got, it was we were farm equipment essentially. And it wasn't like after that happened, everybody sung kumbaya and held hands, you know, the whole, just everything, just the black experience in America, or like the Native American experience in America. Are Native Americans Americans? I have to wonder, about these things because just being black, you're growing up in a different America, and haven't spent as much time as I have around, being in a majority black places, and then, also being in majority white places, or places where I'm the only, which is, many, many times I am the only. I'm the only black man somewhere. I'm the only black man in on the college campus. I'm the only black man in, excuse me, at whatever bar. I'm the only black man at whatever store. And just I hear people talk who are not black, and I hear other black people talk, and it's not the same America. There's First, I guess you'd have to ask yourself, what is a country? Is it its government? Is it its people? Is it its laws? Is it its land? What is it? But I mean, whatever it is, I think there are two realities, a minimum of two realities here in America. And yeah, dude, it makes me question, what is this place? What's what's America? What does that mean? Just I don't know. I don't know. I don't see myself as an American anymore. Not to say that I mean, there's definitely times where I tried to see myself in that like as a kid, you know that you live in America. You're like, okay, I'm an American. Woohoo, yay, this is my team. And then you learn about slavery, and then you learn about the civil rights movement. You learned about how much people here hated you. You learn about your history, and then you try to put that behind you. You try to act like you're just like everybody else, and then you get fucking reminded that you are not just like everybody else. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the biggest thing for me. You'll be reminded that you're different, that you are not the same American as everyone else. Whether it be through, TV, the media, the news, popular culture, or people, in your environment, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. You'll be reminded that you're different. You're not the same, that this is not a group experience. You are outside of the group. But I'm sure that's not specific to the black experience. Maybe it's specific to the Native American experience, maybe the Hispanic experience, maybe the white experience, maybe whatever ethnicity you are experience. I don't know. Uh, but I don't see myself as ooh, go Team America anymore. It's just now I kind of look at it as, hey, I live in America, but I just live here. This is America. It's a country. It's a landmass, and I live on this landmass. Like, is anyone really American, or are we all just people living in an area, living in a geographical location? That's the way I look at it now. We're just humans. We're all just people, and there's hate and love everywhere. I could go to, Russia, and I'm sure many people would still hate me there. I could go to the United Kingdom. I'm sure people would hate me there. I could go to China. People would hate me there. Japan, South Korea, North Korea, Australia, Canada, Mexico, Spain, Greece, anywhere in this fucking world, Africa. And then let me not just say Africa, that's a fucking huge continent. I could go to Nigeria, Niger, the Congo, fucking South Africa, to go to Pakistan and be hated. I could be hated anywhere in the world. So that's not something unique to America. Uh, but I do think is maybe it's a little bit more hate in America given the history, which doesn't make, which is crazy to me. It's I don't know, but I think I'm just a human being. I think I'm gonna stop referring to myself as I'm from this country. I'm human. That's it. I'm black in color, but you can be black and you can be anything. You can be white and be anything. You could be yellow and be anything. You could be brown, whatever. Hell, I'm not black. I'm brown. It's not a lot of black motherfuckers in this world. I don't if there are any at all. Well, there definitely are some. I've seen some of 'em, but yeah, I'm pretty brown. But, I don't know if I've ever seen a white person before. I've seen some, you know, I don't even know what skin yellow, light yellow. I don't know. Point being, I think it's people. There's just people in this world, and that's the way this shit works. People do fucked up shit to each other. It's not necessarily, a racial thing. But yeah, I've been wondering about that. What's my place here? What is America? I think America's a company. It is a economic powerhouse. And I've never been to another country before, but I like to, excuse me. I like to go to a lot of countries actually. There's a lot. I want to go to Japan. I want to visit South Korea. I would love to visit China, but not as long as that government, not as long as the Chinese Communist Party's in power. Fuck no. I want to visit Taiwan. I want to visit I want to see Afghanistan. But this not the safest place for me to be, obviously. I want to visit, Tunisia. I want to visit South Africa. I would love to go to I'd like to see like all of Africa. Such a huge continent. I want to go to Mexico. I want to go to Canada. I want to go all over the world, man. But some places are really dangerous. But you're at the midpoint, so you only live once. Maybe I'll go regardless. Maybe you just got to be smart about it. I don't know. Maybe I got to stop saying I don't fucking know. Or maybe I got to not think about it. Think about saying whatever shit. Well, it's the beginning of the fucking this little, what am I, like 9 episodes in, I think? I'm thinking I'm 9 episodes in. I'm just, I'm trying something new out. I'm trying to keep this podcast thing going. Minimal effort. Maybe I should put more effort into this shit. I'm gonna try to continue to do it. No, I will continue to do this fucking podcast just to expand on my thoughts, just to learn a bit, just to learn more about myself, improve my communication a little bit more. Well, even though I'm only communicating to myself, it lets me learn. As strange as it is that I'm throwing ideas out here, they're not being debated or discussed. They're just raw ideas, and I'm throwing them out there into the world. You know, I don't think any of my ideas are, really negative or hateful. They're just ideas. Whatever's on my brain, I get on this podcast and I fucking shoot it out, boop, right out of my brain into the mic. Just see what happens. Maybe if I do it for long enough, maybe I'll get good at it. Maybe I'll learn more. Maybe I'll advance myself or help somebody else advance themselves. That'd be nice. And once again, as I've said a million times, I gotta stop saying shit like that. If you listen to this podcast, you know what the fuck I've said a million times. But hey, you never know. Maybe somebody will listen to this in the future, 1,000 years from now. Not really. Maybe 100 years from now, and they'll go, "Oh shit," you know. Maybe we will bring back all the people who've ever lived and bring them back to life because of this one podcast. And then you guys will all have to refer to me as God Emperor. No. No, I don't think that's gonna happen, but, still nice to record, try something out, listen to some crazy music. This Radiohead Daydreaming song is like it's really chill. I like I like this guy's voice. I don't know his name. I should find out his name. But it's Radiohead is I mean, I haven't listened to a lot of their music. I think there's some song called like Sleeping with Fishes. Something with fishes. By the fishes? I know somebody, if anybody out here is listening to this podcast and they're like, no, it's something, something with fishes. I'm sorry, man. I cannot read your brainwave and it's too late. But yeah, some daydreaming with fit dreaming. No, daydreaming is this song. Something with fishes. Something about fishes. I think strange fishes. No, I don't know, and I'm not about to search it up. Just you'll find it. I believe in you. Use you and the power of your overlord, our overlord Google, which is just so funny to me. How little power we feel we have, and we're gods. We're gods, all of us. If you have free will, if you have the ability to exert yourself on the world and cause some kind of change, even a small one, you can if you can create something, like you're a deity, a god that rose from nothing. Wow, isn't that's just so fucking mind blowing. We're at the midpoint of infinity. So that means everything in this life is so important beyond all belief. This all has so much value. I think when you look at it that way, that you're at the midpoint of infinity. And the midpoint is tiny. It's so minuscule. It's less than microscopic, less than the nanoscale. It's just so short life, and death is so long. I wonder, is this the only midpoint? Can there be more than one? How long does this how does this time thing work? How many dimensions does this have? Are we looking at a 2D plane here? Are we looking at a linear line, negative infinity and positive infinity, or is it so much more complex? I don't know. And I don't think there is anyone who does know or like it, at least not any humans. But until the aliens show up later this year with their three dots and their three stripes, I think I'm going to call it a night because I got to get up tomorrow and go to work on Saturday. Um, which I'm not complaining about. I'm just glad I'm glad I get to make any money shit. Sucks to look at the bank and go like, "Oh shit, there's only 55 bucks in here." After that, I'm starving Marvin. No. But I guess as an ending note, We're all humans on this planet. We're all I don't know if we're in this shit together. I don't know. I want to believe that. I want to say that shit, but the last couple of months, this whole year has made me reevaluate what I think about other human beings. I love to sing kumbaya, hold hands and all that shit. But I know there's somebody in the crowd. There's always somebody in the crowd with a knife. Some hurt soul, some hurt person, some angry person. So I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I don't even know if we're at the midpoint. Maybe we're not. Maybe maybe shit is a bit more basic. But to end on a happy note, I think that we are on a flat earth pizza and the aliens are coming to eat us. And we're just a I'm pretty sure I said that on this podcast at some point. Yo, we're a flat earth pizza and the aliens are coming to eat us. Global warming? Nah, baby. That's just the oven kicking up a little bit before they take us out that bitch. Cause they're like, just a tad bit more heat is what we need. You know, we're on a flat earth pizza, y'all. The flat earthers were right all along. Trust me, because I'm a random motherfucker on the internet, and therefore I must be right. But yeah, everybody have a good night or a good day or whatever. And hey, start your own podcast. It is therapeutic in nature occasionally. Um, I always get on. I say I don't want to do the podcast, but I fucking hate putting myself out there in any capacity the majority of the time. So I don't really like doing these. Um, but you know, it's a growth thing. You have to do that. And I mean, I wouldn't call myself a sometimes I call myself a strong person. Sometimes I look at shit and I'm like, oh, I was weak here, 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 and here. When other people on average were strong here, 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 and here. You know, I'm just a human being. I guess I'm not necessarily weak or strong. I'm both. Strong at some things, I'm weak at others. You know, I can't look down at somebody for being weak. Even though, you know, occasionally I am human and I do that. I'm not perfect. I'm only human. I'm a deeply flawed individual like many others. But yeah, start a podcast. It's therapeutic. It's almost like a type of therapy. It's good to talk and get some shit out of your system. You know, to sit down and talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. Even if you have no audience, do it for you. Do it for yourself. Uh, but I'm out. Um, I probably won't advertise this podcast because I don't. Maybe I'll advertise number 10. I think my next one will be 10. I'll probably record that in a day or two and I'll advertise that one. Well, not advertise. It's not a fucking product. It's just a podcast. It's just some shit I threw together. But yeah, this is just, I don't know. We'll see. Anyhow, have a great day or night or whatever. Yeah. And I'm trying to end on a positive note. What's something positive? You're alive today. So do something you like. Do something to make yourself happy. And you know, actually try to enjoy it. And know you're not alone out there in the world. There you go. That was some positive. All right. Have a good one.